This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, a man is dead after police say he broke into his ex-girlfriend's home in North St. Louis. The victims put up a fight. One of them fired a gun, killing the intruder. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live at police headquarters now with what he's learning from the investigators. Brent.
And investigators tell me this was not a random crime. It happened overnight, startling neighbors and the victims who took their safety into their own hands. Imagine being asleep in your bed and waking up to find someone you know standing over you with a gun.
That's crazy. That's real crazy.
It happened just before 1 a.m. Friday. Our cameras rolling after the crime here on Taylor and San Francisco Avenue.
Oh, wow. In this house right here?
Yeah.
This corner right here.
Police say when the intruder approached his ex-girlfriend in bed, the woman's current boyfriend grabbed his gun and fired several shots at the suspect. He died on scene.
There's no random crime around here.
Roosevelt Buck says he's not surprised the suspect was known to the people who live across the street.
Our houses don't get broken.
That's what you're saying.
We don't have breaking.
Okay.
We have elements that come in our neighborhood, and not that often.
Friday, friends and loved ones spent the day stopping by to comfort the victims. Authorities recovering 2 guns on scene, one the intruder had and one the victim used to kill him.
Well, I don't like when people lose their life, period. But at the same time, because of the circumstances, I understand it.
And that's why you shouldn't be going to nobody else's house, trying to break in and everything, because you never know what's going to be outside of that door.
Police have not identified the 37-year-old man who lost his life, and they are not charging the man who opened fire. They call it a justifiable homicide. Live in St. Louis, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Tonight, new information about a horrifying case of child sexual abuse that stretches from North Carolina to St. Louis County. Christopher Porter was arrested last week in a Lowe's parking lot in Kirkwood, accused of kidnapping a girl he met on the internet. As 5 on your side's Travis Cummings reports tonight, Porter will not be getting out of jail anytime soon.
Prosecuted in our office.
St. Louis County prosecutors are working hard to hold 30-year-old Christopher James Porter accountable.
We have asked for a bond that we know the defendant cannot make.
Porter, a convicted sex offender, is behind bars right now waiting for representation, facing charges of rape, sodomy, and child pornography. Police say he drove from Oklahoma to North Carolina last month to help a 16-year-old girl who he met on a social media app run away from home. They started driving back across the country until they made it to Missouri.
Prosecutors here in St. Louis County say this case may have never been solved if it wasn't for some good old-fashioned police work.
We had some officers that, look, their gut instinct. They saw a car that it just didn't look right on the Lowe's parking lot, and they investigated, and that's how this came about.
Kirkwood police spotted the vehicle on the lot on South Kirkwood Road last week and found the girl inside. St. Louis County prosecutor Wesley Bell says Porter posed on social media to manipulate the teen.
We're seeing more and more of these types of cases where adults are exploiting young people, and there is a black market.
Missouri ranks 4th on the list of the states with the highest human trafficking rate in the United States, with 4.30 per 100,000 citizens. That's according to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. As Bell and his team work this case, he reminds the public to be vigilant.
Folks locally need to understand St. Louis is a place that traffickers will use because of our location to the major interstate, our airport, which is close to the major interstate.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Porter was supposed to appear before a judge today for a bond reduction hearing. It was delayed while he waits for his public defender application to be processed. The judge has not yet scheduled Porter's next court appearance. The Westlake Landfill in St. Louis County has been a Superfund site for decades, but authorities still haven't cleaned it up. That's why U.S. Senator Josh Hawley is pressuring the Environmental Protection Agency to get moving. Our Justina Coronel joins us in studio with reaction.
Yeah, and so just 24 hours ago, Senator Josh Hawley had a chance to speak with an administrator with the EPA, and he took this opportunity to demand a cleanup at the North St. Louis County landfill since the agency oversees this site. He said people are dying as they wait.
So far, no remediation has been done.
Putting the pressure on. In order for the EPA to get moving, U.S. Senator Josh Hawley requests remediation at the Superfund site Westlake Landfill. Thousands of tons of radioactive waste from World War II were illegally dumped there in 1973, and a smoldering underground fire was found in 2010 at the nearby Bridgeton landfill, which could threaten the radioactive material. For now, there is no date for a cleanup.
EPA sent me a response letter on August 24th of this year, in which they said they still don't have a timeline for remediation.
As time passes, Hawley believes the burden only grows.
Now, many of them have cancer, autoimmune diseases.
And these two women know this unfortunately too well. Kristen Camuso met Don Chapman a decade ago over their passion of exposing the troubles at Westlake Landfill, only to learn they themselves were possibly exposed.
I am also a cancer survivor. I'm currently living with tumors in my body. I did grow up near Coldwater Creek and North County, and also near the Westlake landfill.
Chapman, co-founder of environmental group Just Moms STL, admits the adversities.
Now my own family has illnesses and is sick, and it's like, you know, as time goes on, I get to see the impact on my own family, and that's totally not fair.
That's why answers are needed.
And if they can't give us a date, then I want to know what the stall is.
They're thankful Senator Josh Hawley is looking out for them.
At every chance he can, he takes it to bring this issue right to the forefront.
Well, I think Senator Hawley is just as fed up as the community is.
As they wait for a date, the advocates believe every move they make is one step closer to closure.
While it's still frustrating and it's been 10 years and there has been slow movement, I think without the community organizing and without us all coming together and pushing for this, we would be nowhere near where we are now. So it does matter. Your voice does matter, and you deserve to be at the table.
Now, the EPA website says the next step in this process is the remedial design work, which develops a plan to implement that cleanup. That is estimated to happen between July and September of next year.
Let's take a live look outside downtown St. Louis. It's still light outside, guys. Temperatures climbing into the 60s today. And what is our weekend looking like? Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with the weather first forecast. Hi, Scott.
Hi there, Ann. You know, the weekend's not going to be bad weather-wise at all. We're going to have a fair amount of clouds around, especially tomorrow. But comparing it to last weekend when we were cold, brisk, drizzly, and rain showers, and in the 40s, temperatures tomorrow in the 60s and Sunday in the 60s won't be bad at all. Looking out at Lambert right now, we managed to squeak out 71 for the high temperature today at Lambert. We have clouds that are continuing to roll in across the area. We're sliding back into the 60s this evening, but we're not dropping as quickly as we have the last several nights. Here's the deal. Clouds continue to roll in overnight, but we'll stay dry in St. Louis as any sprinkles stay to our north. Heading to those football games this evening, playoff football games, temperatures are dropping back into the 50s, so not a drastic drop. By the way, pre-daylight saving time, this is what it looks like over St. Louis around 6 o'clock. After daylight saving time, that's what it's going to look like Sunday, as we will have cloudy skies or partly cloudy skies, and it will be dark an hour earlier in St. Louis after we move those clocks back an hour this weekend, Ann.
And we have a traffic alert for anyone heading in or out of downtown St. Louis this weekend. MoDOT shutting down 4455 in both directions tonight at 11 o'clock between the Poplar Street Bridge and 7th Street. This is for railroad bridge and road maintenance. There are marked detours in the area. All lanes and ramps are expected to reopen by 4 tomorrow afternoon. MoDOT scheduled the closures around big events happening downtown this weekend. Coming up, an empty table in the heart of Clayton. The powerful message behind this display. And later, WashU researchers seeking a cure for long-term COVID. The clinical trials underway.